Spiritualized life, symbolized by the winged figure of youth, rises triumphant from the swirl of war's chaos, which engulfs humanity and faces the future courageously. Hi everyone, thanks for the left turn for today, Saturday, June 25th, 2016. I'm George Verhoor. Welcome back to the Jax Left channel. Welcome back to History Jacksonville, and welcome back to our Riverside Avondale series within History Jacksonville. This is the final episode of the Riverside Avondale series, and I'm here at Memorial Park. I'm going to talk with you today about Memorial Park, and this is a beautiful place. I would say it's one of the most beautiful places here in Jacksonville. Memorial Park is located off Riverside Avenue, and here is a beautiful St. Johns River. There's a breeze coming through. It's a hot morning. They're saying 97, 99 degrees will be the high, but you can always at least try, if you can, to get a breeze on the river. That's always an option here in Riverside. Sometimes it's a strong breeze, sometimes it's a little bit weaker. But what we have is a vibrancy in Riverside and Avondale. In 1918, after the Great War, we know it as World War I, it was suggested by the Rotary Club to construct a park to memorialize the dead, the Florida people who died in the Great War. Charles Adrian Pillars was a sculptor who had a studio in St. Augustine, and he was commissioned to sculpt life. On the inscription on the base, the fountain that the sculpture is on, note that it says spiritualized life. The Olmsted brothers, the sons of Frederick Lowell Olmsted, the famous designer of Central Park in New York City, the Olmsted brothers designed this park. It was dedicated on Christmas Day, 1924. Two bronze eagle sculptures were sculpted by Diane LaFond and Seta, and were dedicated by the Memorial Park Association to replace concrete ones. They were dedicated in 2011. The Park Lane apartments were constructed in the 1920s as part of the effort to develop Riverside in the early days during the 1920s Florida land boom. Back in December 2015, I began the Riverside Avondale series within History Jacksonville to bring to you the history of these amazing neighborhoods, Riverside and Avondale. And I've been pleased to bring this special series within History Jacksonville to you to enjoy. I began in Riverside Park. I grew up here in Jacksonville. I spent most of my life here in Jacksonville. And Riverside and Avondale have a special place in my heart. Whether it was Riverside Park, where in the early 1990s I had a great lunch with friends on a high school field trip, whether it was Willow Branch, where as a youngster in the early 1980s I visited the Willow Branch Library, whether it was Five Points, driving my 1977 Toyota Corolla on Park Street, and then later in early 2016 driving Park Street again. Whether it was Avondale, the beautiful, beautiful homes, the cool homes of Avondale, and the beautiful spots on the river, and Willow Branch Park, the changing that's happening at Park and King Streets, the change that's happened over the years there, and finally visiting the gardens at the Cummer Gallery. I knew it as Cummer Gallery, now known as the Cummer Museum of Art and Gardens. I visited Cummer Gallery back in the early 1990s on that high school field trip. And it was there that I knew that there is something that's special here, and I wanted so much to bring it to you as best that I can. I learned a lot producing these special episodes about Riverside and Avondale, and I had the opportunity to interact with some great folks that make Riverside and Avondale a special place. And I will always value my friendships on Facebook, face-to-face, however we meet. There's some great things that are happening, and I'm glad to be a part of this great place. So, what I'd like to do now is just say it. We know what time it is. It's that time again. It's that time when I bring you some great pictures and film of Memorial Park. I want to thank you for watching History Jacksonville. I want to thank you for those of you who've been regular watchers of this special series about the Riverside and Avondale neighborhoods. In coming episodes of History Jacksonville later this year, I'll be exploring Murray Hill and Ortega, and yes, I'll be back downtown. We need to have a reality check about what's going on downtown, and I'll be all over the place later this year. With the heat of the summer upon us, the heat of our politics will be amazing. It's going to be really hot stuff. I've got a lot planned. I'm going to start talking about our corporate media, and I'm also going to start talking about Lenny Curry's budget. We're going to talk about how the city of Jacksonville gets and spends its money. We've got a lot to talk about. And so, you know what time it is? Let's roll it. you.